Here we go. All right, welcome everyone on Facebook. We are here with Kurt Steiner. He is the world record holder, stone skipping. And we are here in North Bennington, Vermont at one of the last competitions, stone skipping competitions of the season. And as you can see behind Kurt, you see a lot of people lining up to skip stones. You've got one of the amateur competitors practicing. We've gone through a couple rounds here of competition. And but Kurt, you are the pro here. And he's really one of the, pardon if I'm embarrassing you a bit, Kurt, but you are one of the masters of stone skipping at this competition, just about any competition you would come to. Is that correct?
Yeah, but truth be told, there are 5, 6 guys here who are all maybe better thrown than I am today, actually. And in these American tournaments, we do focus on number of skips and less about distance. So the European champion has a different skill per se than we do here. But yeah, I'm kind of the crazy guy who really went after some new things. Yeah.
And let's get to it. What is the key to skipping a stone? I mean, maybe we should start with the basics, which I guess would be picking a stone.
That's true.
I'll just zoom in on the stones you got there.
You could talk an hour on it, but the basic idea is, there's some basic things you look for, let's say that. You don't want a stone that's got too much of a cup in it or a concavity. You don't want it to have too many sharp points, but you want something to get to grab onto so you can get a spin on it. It's harder to grab a round stone. A lot of people will pick up round stones when they first go out, and frankly, they just don't have as much pop on the water, and they're harder to throw right. Mm-hmm. So you want something a little asymmetric, a little irregular, flat as possible on both the top and the bottom, the right weight and fit to your hand. And if it's a little choppy like today, it's a little bit ripply, you'll maybe want something a little heavier. It tends to roll over less.
And then as far as the technique?
Stone skipping is really interesting, and this is one of the fun things about it is there are many functional techniques. You'll see people release very low, like Dave will throw very low, and he doesn't really move his feet. Then you have people like me, I throw a little more in the middle, and I move a lot. Mm-hmm. You can also throw a stone where you move very little, but you start your stone very high. Mm-hmm. There's other guys who will really curl into it and unwind like a spring. And all of these ways work. It all boils down to you're trying to add speed to the rock and you're trying to add spin to the rock at the same time. And you want to land it correctly.
So can we get a look at what that looks like?
I can show you. This is one, I'll start here's one way of throwing, right? I don't know if I'm in the...
If you maybe back up a little bit, we should be good.
Yeah.
And again, folks on Facebook, we've got a lot of people on Facebook. Feel free to ask your questions. We've got a lot of great people who are saying, they learned to skip stones as a kid.
Right.
This is taking it to a whole nother level.
Right. And having said that, nobody's automatic, so I hope I don't mess up. But
okay.
An easy throw in one style would be like this here.
Holy cow! Now that's still going.
Yeah. Now that was, that's just a little easy throw. I actually landed that stone way too far out there, but you get the visual of it.
Yeah.
Another style is more maybe lunging a little more. Mm-hmm. So,
as you can see, that stone is still skipping.
Right, right. Now those are, you know, about half of what we maybe are going to be able to do when we get moving. The body tends to argue a little bit at, you know, 51 these days, but that's the thing. There are many styles. It all comes down to like trying to, it's hard to add speed and spin together, and various people have experimented and come up with different ways, and I like the fact that there's not just one way to do it.
Yeah.
You know?
You know what? How about this? I'm gonna try. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your throw, but I'm gonna try to get the camera out there and see if we can capture the stone as it's going.
Okay.
It's hard to focus for folks.
I've heard that stone skipping is one of the very hardest things to film.
This is really hard
because of the water and the light.
and the distance that then you've got to focus on. So, someone who criticized my focusing, I'll accept it here in the chat room.
Well, I can even mention that in the context of the record, because that was an interesting thing I had to overcome for the video.
So let's see if we can capture this.